Greetings, loves. Um, Welcome to the official episode of Heart and World. Again, where we talk about the matters of the heart and things that's going on around the world. It is kind of cold in the house today. That is where I record it. And plus, y'all already know, for the ones that's watching on YouTube, y'all know that I said that I want it to be like a genuine thing, a comfy thing. So just sit back, relax, let's have a conversation about what's going on in the world and what's on your heart. Um, with everything that's going on in America right now, what really has me thinking and have me thinking about is the state of the family, right? Um, More so, it I'm black, so the black community, um, about how we once had what we called the village, and it seemed like the village aspect is no longer around. A lot of us was raised up on the village in different communities, actually. The Latino and Latina community, they had their village. I think the white community had their village. I don't know. I would hope so. But like a child growing up, you could be outside. I grew up in the projects. At the first half of my life, I lived in the projects. And I was homeless when I was a child and all other things, but I grew up in the projects. And like the village was even in the projects. Like you knew that if you did something, Mrs. So and so was gonna get you in line, right? Or was gonna tell your parent, you can go next door and borrow sugar, bread. Hell, I remember one time my mom even sent me to a neighbor's house to borrow some pork chops. She asked for pork chops and the neighbor asked for some vegetables, and they used to swap out. We used to have a whole village back then. And when I look at the state of America, especially, I don't see the village. It seems like everybody is for self and everybody is take, 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 take. Um, and I think that's one of the things that's missing right now. One is the village. Two, what we're now learning and what a lot of us have been saying is that racism in this country still exists. And although we've came far, we have not come far enough. Um, if you look at what's going on in America right now, you see where they are steady scaling back and taking back rights that my ancestors, my grandparents, my parents, my great grandparents, and the rest of them before them fought for. Um, them gutting some of the Voting Rights Act really broke my heart, right? Because I know how hard it was for us to get those voting rights. A lot of people got to understand that the reason why um, we are able to live in America as we are, why other cultures, other countries are able to come to America and live, is because of the civil rights movement that my ancestors, my grandparents, my great grands, and all of them fought for. And so to see them trying to take away a lot of that, it has been heartbreaking. This week alone, you had one politician who said that they want to take back the 14th Amendment. And I did bring, for those who are on YouTube and not listening on Spotify or anywhere else, I did bring my tablet this time because um, we need to know what it is that we're talking about when we say they want to take away the 14th Amendment, um, and why it is crucial that the 14th Amendment grants citizenship to all persons born or naturalized in the United States and guarantees them equal protections under the laws and due process of the law. So if they take away the 14th Amendment, that means any of us, any of us can go. Any of us, they can take away look, I don't know where they think they're gonna ship us to, but you know they're trying to take they unfortunately, um they want segregation. They want they don't want black and brown people to be free in this country. Um, to be honest, they kind of want slaves again, if we're gonna be honest with ourselves. And that is what is really hurtful. And that is what had me thinking about the family structure right now in the community. Because it's going to take all of us, to save America, not just black people, not just Latino people and Latinas. You had Jesse Waters, who went on a racist rant yesterday, um, saying the blacks, the reason why the blacks are not having equal opportunity, the reason why the blacks don't have equal representation, saying that we needed to make more babies and stuff like that. And to be honest, I wouldn't advise anybody to be purposefully making babies unless you know your life is set right now. Not in this economy. Not the way the job market is going, not the way the cost of living is constantly going up. I would advise not. So yeah, it's been a week. It's been a week, and I'm hoping that a lot of you all's week have been better than mine's. But I think paying attention to what's going on in America in itself is kind of depressing. And so I would like to be that voice that comes on and tell you that everything is going to be okay. And it will be. But it's going to take us to look out for each other. That is how it will be okay. It's going to take us to get out there and vote in mass numbers. And mass numbers. I think the gerrymandering that they are doing in this in America, in these southern states, it's a slight chance it might backfire, and that is the hope and the prayer. That is the hope and the prayer. Instead of turning it red, I hope it turns it purple. That's what I hope. And instead of turning it red, I hope that they are diluting their votes as well, and turning those cities and those counties purple. Not blue, not red, but purple. We have to save America from itself. And by we, I mean anybody with a sane mind that sees what's going on. That's what I mean. I started thinking about the dynamics of family and the fallouts that families have. And the reason why I started thinking about that is because, again, I thought about the village. I thought about how a lot of families fell apart when the matriarch passed. Once the grandmother, like the grandmother of the whole family passed, it seems like nothing is ever the same. And then you have the mother. Once the mother passed, things are not the same. So right now, we have a lot of broken families, a lot of broken communities, a lot of broken people. And that is where the heart comes in Heart and World. Because, yeah, the world is one thing, America is one thing, but we can't fix that until we fix us. Give me a second. Alexa, pause. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize it was on music. Okay. But yeah, we can't fix America until we fix ourselves. We can't, cut somebody else's lawn until we cut ourselves. It's kind of like when you're on the airplane and they tell you to put your oxygen mask on first before you help your neighbor. Same thing. Same concept. We have to put our own oxygen mask on first. We really do. And the way to fix America, especially before November, is we gotta fix ourselves. We have to fix our homes. We have to fix our communities. We have to fix us. We really do. That is how we save America. Because it's going to take all of us to get out there and vote. It's going to take all of us to fight against this system that's in play. It's going to take us all. We can't do it alone. We just can't. I know a lot of people think they can. They think they could put that cape on and do it themselves. And yeah, after you fix yourself. If that cape is for yourself, then okay, do it. But you can't put a cape on and save everybody else until you save yourself. Until you do the work within you. And then once you do the work within you, it'll start to reflect around you. I'm going to say it again. Once you do the work within you, it'll start reflecting around you. That's why this time around, if you are on my TikTok, my Instagram, or anything like that, you know I do rising prayers every day. We get up, we say a rising prayer, we say affirmations, and we might talk a little bit of what's going on in the world that day. But I always tell y'all about comparison being the biggest thief of joy, right? I always tell y'all about the grass ain't always greener. Just because, sometimes the grass is greener because it's fake. Sometimes the grass is greener because they had to dig up that land. And they had to lay new soil. And they had to plant new seeds to get that grass greener. So you don't know what somebody had to do to get to where they are. And that is why I say comparison is the biggest thief of joy. Don't let nobody steal that from you. And don't let you steal that from you by comparing yourselves to others. Ashe, ashe. Where I'm going with this. When I say you got to work on yourself first, it's the reason why I now do the daily prayer and the affirmations. It's the reason why I'm doing this podcast, Heart and World. I'm holding myself accountable and I'm healing out loud this time. I'm so used to going into my bubble. I'm so used to retreating from the world. I'm so used to hiding that it got comfortable. I got comfortable hiding in plain sight. And so I had to make myself uncomfortable and heal out loud, because you never know who is watching you. You know what I'm saying? You don't know who's watching you and who can take and see what you're doing and be like, if she can do it, I can do it. It ain't easy. Trust me, I know. Not easy by far. But it's worth it. It's worth it. And in order to save America, we have to work on ourselves. We have to work on our families. We have to work on our communities. And like, a lot of the Gen Z have seen what the millennials been going through, what Gen X been going through, what the boomers been going through, and Gen Z is like, fuck that. I ain't doing it. And so a lot of people look at Gen Z as, oh, they're ungrateful, or oh, they are, they say a lot of BS about Gen Z. But when I see Gen Z as they seen us going through so much shit that they refused to go through the things that we went through. A lot of Gen Z has started to believe that their votes don't count. And I need Gen Z to know this, that y'all, we really need y'all. We really need y'all. We need y'all to, it's time for, soon y'all will be taking over the reins of everything, and we need y'all to be voting. Because if your vote didn't matter, they wouldn't be fighting so hard to take it. Ashe, Ashe. Um, I'm a millennial. I have Gen Z children. My children are right now, they're step steppers. At the beginning of the year, they're always step steppers. They're 22, 23, and 24. And so I have Gen Z in my home. And I talk to them all the time about voting. I make sure they are registered to vote. We go vote together. Do I stand in the voting booth and tell them who to vote for? No. But I do tell them to research who they're voting for. I remind them that their votes matter, because they really do. If they didn't, they wouldn't be trying so hard to take it away. So I babble a lot. I talk a lot. I could be here for hours if you let me. But I'm going to stop it here for today. And what I want from you all to take from this week's podcast, from this week's video, if you don't consider it a podcast, from this week's video, from this week's audio, I want you all to work on yourselves, be working on healing, working on your household. Clean and cleanse the household. Ashe, Ashe. Work with your family, work with your community. The way we're going to save America and the way we're going to save ourselves is working on us first and letting it pour outward. But first, fill up your cup. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Fill that cup up first. Fill your cup up first. And then pour into others. Ashe, Ashe. It is Friday. Like I tell my, when I do midday thoughts on a Friday, what I usually tell them is, I want you all to have an amazing weekend. My weekend, my daughter graduates college tomorrow. Is her second degree. She has 2 degrees. She has one in science, and then she has one in arts, because she was going to school for dance at first. Her second degree is in social work. I'm very proud of her. So shout out to my daughter Tatiana. She graduated. She walks across the stage. She didn't get a chance to walk across stage last year. She gets to walk across stage this year. I'm so proud of her. Like I say, breaking generational curses one at a time. I was the first one on my mom's side to get a degree, and my daughter is about to be the second one, I think. I don't know. I have not talked to family in a year, so I don't know. Somebody else could have, but I don't know. I know my daughter in my household is the second one to get her second degree, and I'm proud of her. So I want everybody to have a good weekend. I want you all to practice some self-love and some self-care. Saturday and Sunday, I always say this: self-love, self-care. I don't care if it's a 5-minute nap, if it's reading a book, if it's taking a bubble bath, if it's fixing your favorite food, if it's taking a drive to the lake. Practice some type of self-love, self-care. It don't have to be major. Go buy yourself some roses. I think Walmart have roses for like $6.97, because I buy them all the time, for my mom's altar, which is downstairs, where her urn is. So yeah, I buy her roses every week. If not, I buy her daisies. And so yeah, buy yourself some flowers. You know, love on you. Love on you. Again, you cannot pour from an empty cup. So with that, I want to say thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And y'all know, if y'all on TikTok and Instagram and Substack and YouTube, y'all know y'all will see me tomorrow rising for the rising prayer. Everyone else, until next week, I love you all. Love on yourselves. And see you later, or talk to you later. Bye.